Hello everybody and welcome to our movement with bump and baby section. So in this section you will have some videos where we are doing movement with bump, some videos where we are doing movement for new mummies, and also some videos where we are doing movement with your baby. Please remember, it is very important to never start anything new whilst you are pregnant. So I would only advise this series if you have previously taken some Pilates or yoga classes before you're pregnant. Also, after your pregnancy, after you have given birth, please do not come back into any movement practices too soon. Make sure you are giving your body time and that you are truly ready. Please make sure your midwife has said that it is okay for you to start with some gentle movement, and also check with your GP to also make sure you are good to begin a gentle practice again. Once you have had your 6-week check from your GP, if you are happy to, I would advise after this section moving on to the beginners Pilates or beginners yoga section on the pre-recorded area. But as always, any questions, please email me, please reach out to me, and I will help you as much as I can. And I am very excited to welcome Debbie on board, and Debbie will be taking you through all of the movement with bump and baby videos. I hope you enjoy.
Hello there, my name's Debbie and welcome to our new movement with bump and baby. Welcome back to movement with baby and bump. So we are going to focus on movement with the bump in particular at the moment, and today's session is really about keeping mobile, really working with that fluidity of the body. Don't worry about alignment, don't worry about trying to keep in neutral as such. It's just all about movement and staying mobile. So we're going to start on the floor. We're going to come to our side position. So we're going to lay down on your side. So there is a few options here. If you want to bring a cushion to the mat, you can bring a cushion to the mat underneath your head. Otherwise, just rest your head on your arm as we are doing. The other thing also, depending on how big your belly is today, you may want to place a cushion just underneath that tummy to support those muscles as well. So if you feel that you're quite heavy and you feel yourself coming forward on the mat, do place a little cushion underneath your tummy to support that area. And we're just going to bring the hands in front of us, so they're just keeping us stable also. So you just watch out for this shoulder here. Try to keep pressing it away from the ear, so we're keeping that down and we're not going to start bringing tension into that neck. Now this position here is worth mentioning that it is a very able position for labour. So it's a comfortable position. With the aid of those cushions underneath your tummy, it can provide that support so you feel comfortable. So it's, try and visit here if you can get to this position. It is a good one for labour. Okay, so we're going to work on our hips. We're going to work with that right leg first, that's on top. So all we're going to do is bring the knee up towards your chest, open the hip outwards, taking it back down. So you're almost drawing a circle with that knee, really working with all those muscles and ligaments around your hip joint. So in that first session we spoke about that hormone relaxing. So this can be really useful for keeping everything feeling comfortable in those hips. So nice and easy, no emphasis at all on when you should breathe in, when you should breathe out. Just make sure you continue to breathe, don't hold your breath at all, and allow the body to feel quite heavy on the mat. So that left side of the body through that left hip does feel like it's making a good strong connection with the mat itself, so you can relax through those muscles. So just bring that leg to a still. I'm going to take that rotation in the opposite direction. So you may want to take those circles bigger, you may want to take them smaller. Just work with how you are feeling today. And it's always worth not taking self-judgment. So you might find that you do this exercise one day and you're able to take really large circles through those hips, and then another day your hips are feeling sore. It's just not worth pushing your body. So just work with what you're able to achieve, and remember to listen and stay present with that body. Okay, so we're just going to bring the knees back together. So just gently place them down. If you need to take a few breaths just to release through those muscles in the hip, then absolutely do. So we're going to take an inward rotation through the hip joint now, and we're going to also extend the leg out. So what we're doing, we're going to keep those knees together, and I want you to lift that heel, that right heel, away from the opposing leg. With this right heel in the air, you're going to extend the leg out. So reach it away from you. Bend your knee again, and then place your heels so they're pressing up against each other. So it's only this right leg that's moving. So you take the heel up, rotation inwardly through that thigh and that hip. We extend the leg, bend your knee, and then bring the heel back towards the mat. So you're just going to keep working with this movement. Now this is strengthening through those hips, and it can feel a little bit odd. If I'm honest, it's an unusual movement to take, but again, it's all about staying mobile and visiting these almost awkward positions, so that if you do need to come here to find comfort or relief at any stage during labour, you know where you're going, you're familiar with it, or your body is familiar with it. So just watch out for the shoulder, keep the shoulder relaxed and soft, keep that distance between your ear and the shoulder itself. Let's take one more. And then we extend. Try to reach that leg long down towards the floor. Bend your knee and bring the heels together. So this time we're going to almost reverse that movement. This time the heels are going to stay together and we're going to separate the knees. So you're going to lift that top knee away, squeezing through those glute muscles through the bottom, and then we bring it back down. And again, so we open, relaxing through the shoulder, and then we bring it back down. So keep working with that. Now, as I said at the start of the class, in other exercises that you may have been familiar with doing this particular movement, normally known as the clam, you may feel that you need to keep that pelvis really still and you need to be engaging through those abdominals. At this point, it's not important. We're just working with mobility. We're just keeping everything mobile, everything moving, everything fluid. Good, let's just take one more. Bring it down. Meet those knees together. So we're going to continue to work with this side. So hopefully it's not feeling too tight just yet. So this right knee is going to come up towards the chest, and you can round through that tailbone and the lower region of the spine, even get a stretch through those glutes. And then we're going to extend the leg all the way down towards the bottom of the mat. Nice long leg, and I want you to imagine someone's almost pulling that leg, so you start to find your waist against the mat. And again, so you can sink down as you bring that knee back up towards the chest. So we bend the knee, bring it up towards the chest, round through that lower spine, and then reach it away. And again, so we bend. So you're keeping the leg almost at hip width, so you are lifting it away. Those muscles are working, but you have got control. And this bottom knee needs to stay bent, so we're supporting that additional weight that we have at the front of the body with your bum. You're supporting that weight with a cushion if you need to, but also with this bottom leg staying bent. Good, okay, we're going to bring those knees together, so just resting on your side. So from here, we're going to take our pelvic tilt on our side. So normally we would do this on our back, but of course we don't want to be laying too much on our back and having that additional pressure on certain organs, and your circulation could be affected, and also your breath. So generally we don't feel comfortable on our back. So we're going to come to this side position. So what we need to do is tuck your tailbone under and squeeze through the glutes, squeeze your bottom. And then I want you to push that tailbone away and almost push your bottom out. So you're just working through that available movement through that lower region of the spine. So we tuck under, you're almost pulling your tummy towards you, and then allow that tummy to go away, push your bottom out. So you're working through that pelvic tilt. So again, relax through the shoulders, keep everything soft. Let's take one more. And then bring yourself to a comfortable position. It doesn't necessarily have to be neutral. So now I want you to take a circular motion with that pelvis. So that top hip is going to come down, then it's going to come forward. So you're coming forward. Then you start to tuck the tailbone under. The top hip is coming almost behind you, and then pushing back down. So work with it. Don't worry too much about technique. And think about drawing a circle with your pelvis, with those hips. And you should start feeling yourself lift away a little bit from that mat, finding that waist as that pelvis pulls your body down. Keeping relaxed through those shoulders. So let's take that circle in the other direction now. So really feel the body. Be present, notice how you are moving. And these types of movements can help relieve some pain during labour. So if you feel at a point of labour that you're not quite sure what to do with yourself, it's always worth trying to come onto your side, see how you feel, and take some of these like pelvic rolls and circles and work with that tilt. Bring yourself to a still position. So we're just going to do some lateral tilts now. So I just want you to push that top hip, that right hip, down towards your feet. So you start to lift the waist, and then you bring it up towards your head. So you're pressing that waist, lifting that right hip towards the shoulder. And again, so we press it down and away, and then back up. So really exploring that whole range of movement that is available through these parts of the body. And bring it back up. We're going to take one more. Down we go. Pushing away. And then bring it up and relax. So take your hands, push your hands into that mat, lift yourself up. We're going to swing those legs over to the side as we repeat that sequence on the opposite leg. So same thing here, you may want to bring a cushion underneath your head, you may want to bring that cushion underneath your tummy, but just find that nice, comfortable position. So we're going to go with those hip mobilities. We're just going to bring the leg up and around, so drawing that circle, and then back down. Keep breathing. You might find that this side is easier, or you might find it's harder. Just work with what you can in terms of your own range of movement. So don't force it, but don't be too strict either. Don't think, oh, I feel my body's moving towards the back or the front. Just feel the movement and try to loosen up those ligaments and muscles and help your body out, prepare it for labour. And then we're going to circle the other way. Remember to keep that shoulder soft, and of course to keep breathing. Bringing the leg back together. So knees are touching, heels are touching. So we're going to find that inward rotation with that leg extension now. So the knees are glued together. We're going to lift that left heel this time away from the bottom leg. Extend, find that straight leg. Bring it back. Bend your knee and then bring those heels back together. You're going to feel that inward rotation through that thigh. So it inwardly rotates, we reach the leg away, and we bend, and then we bring it back. And again, we lift. Keep the breath work going. Don't hold your breath. Relax through the shoulder. One more time. Inward. We reach the leg out. Find a stretch. And if you can't get the leg all the way straight, don't worry. Again, just work with what you've got. So glue those heels together now as we start to separate the knees. So we open that top leg up, squeezing through the glutes, and then we squeeze it back down. So it's all very controlled. We don't want to let the leg fall back towards the mat. We don't want to put any additional pressure on any other joints or parts of the body. So we are working with that control. So if you feel you can't get the leg very high, then don't. Just work with what you've got today. Let's take one more. And then we're going to bring those knees back together. Good, relax for a moment. Lift that top leg away from the bottom leg. So we're going to bring that knee up towards the chest. So remember, we're looking for that roundness in the lower spine and the stretch through the glutes. And then we're going to stretch the leg out towards the bottom of the mat. Remember, you're looking to find that length, so as if someone's pulling that leg to find that waist space between yourself and the mat itself. So bring the knee up and then we stretch it away. Find that space. We've got 2 more to go. Lifting up and push. And last one, we lift. Knee towards the chest. Push that leg out. And then bend your knee to bring those legs back together. So we're going to go back to those pelvic tilts on our sides. We're going to be tucking the tailbone under. Good, rounded through the lower back. And then pushing that tailbone away. Arching through the lower back slightly as you stick your bottom out. And again, so we're tucking under. And away. Okay, let's do 2 more on this side. And it's always good, obviously, to do both sides for the legs point of view, but also for your baby in your tummy, so that your baby's getting used to you laying in different positions, and then they'll move to adjust to make sure that they're also comfortable. So bring that pelvis roughly back to that comfortable neutral position. So then we're going to take those circles. So the hip comes up towards your shoulder, bring it forward, push it down and away, and then slightly behind you. So like you're drawing a circle with that top part of your hip. Don't be strict with yourself. Don't worry about alignment. Don't worry about positioning. Don't worry about if your knees are sliding around, just feel the movement, work with your body. So let's take those circles in the opposite direction. Continuing to breathe and relax through the shoulders. So easy to hold your breath when you're concentrating so much on the movement. And then bringing yourself back to a still, we're going to take those lateral lifts. So we're going to lift the hip up towards the shoulder, and then we're going to push it down. So find that space in your waist. And again, so we lift up and down, push, push. And again, we lift up and down. One more time, lifting up. And we're pushing away to end that sequence with our hip mobility. So if you just want to place those hands back down, we're going to lift ourselves up and we're going to come to a seated position. So I want you just to sit comfortably. If that means bringing a chair onto the mat, then bring a chair to the mat. You can sit on the sofa. As long as you feel like you're roughly sitting sort of equally on both sides of those sit bones, you feel that you're able to sit tall as well. I mean, you can even bring a cushion underneath your bottom just to help elevate through the pelvis. So we're going to push our chest forward. Allow the head to slightly look up towards the ceiling. Bring your weight forward And then we're going to tuck the tailbone, curve through the spine as you start to drop your head, as you take that weight slightly back. So we're almost rocking backwards and forwards, a bit like a wave. So we push the chest forward, let your head gently look up, so not too much, protect through that neck. Tucking the tailbone under, round through the back, drop the head, and again. So feel that wave in your body, feel your body weight move around. And this can really be beneficial for that spine. So we're keeping the spine mobile also. Everything in this particular exercise, this set of exercises, is all about staying mobile. Keep that body moving. Good, and now I'm going to reverse the movement. So you're going to curl through the back, start to lead with the head as you lengthen through the spine, looking up gently as you lean back, and then we tuck that tailbone under. So you're reversing through that wave. Shoulders are still soft. And if you feel your weight going too much and it feels uncomfortable, just simply don't take it quite so far. And gently looking up. Shoulders down still. And let's bring ourselves back to a neutral spine. So sitting nice and tall. So we're going to focus on that rib cage now. So we're really working through the rib and isolating that part of the body again to find movement. So let's take some rib circles. So we're going to push the chest only and round. So you're going to take some circles, almost as if you've got a hula hoop up towards the top of the body, and we're trying to keep that hula hoop in the air. Keep the shoulders soft. They're going to move, they're going to round. They might come slightly towards those ears, but just try to keep them relaxed. Now this particular movement can also be really beneficial for those aches and pains during labour, particularly working through a contraction. So you could try to visit this. And if you've got one of those big Swiss balls, this is a good option for you. So you're keeping that pelvis moving as well and helping open up through the hips, while you and your mind is focusing on the movement of the rib cage. So let's take it to the other side. Shoulders are still soft. And let that movement happen in those hips as well. So again, if you're used to working with keeping everything stable, keeping everything in alignment, try to let all that go for this exercise. Let it all move. Okay, so bring yourself back to center. So we've got that piece of string at the top of the head. It's pulling us up towards the ceiling. So now I'm going to work with something that I like to call lateral shifts. So you're almost leading with your shoulder, but we don't want the shoulder to come up as such. So you're almost going to the side and then down, and then to the side and down. Good. So you can feel the rib cage moving in a wave from side to side. Now with this movement, you may even find a really nice stretch through those back muscles. Good. Let's take one more on either side. Lovely. Bring yourself back to that center. Relax through the shoulders. So we're going to take a slight rotation. I want you to bring both hands on either side of your left knee. So you're looking over that left leg. We're going to focus on that diagonal. So I want you to push your chest forward. It's the same type of wave motion. Tuck that tailbone under as you drop the head, and then look gently up as you push the chest up. But we're taking that wave in that diagonal. Good. So feel free at any point to change the positioning of your legs. If you want to have them straight in front of you, you may want to even open them now and extend those legs in that diagonal. If that's more comfortable for you, then go to that place. Bring yourself back to still. Good, bring yourself back to center, and then that right hand is going to go over to the outside of your right thigh. So we're now rotating the spine in the opposite direction. And let's go again. So push the chest forward, dropping that head as you take that wave. Shoulders are staying soft. And we're doing what we can to keep the hips facing forward. So as soon as we start taking the hips with us, we lose that rotation in the spine, that twist. Let's take one more. Bring yourself back to the center, so sitting tall, and then bringing yourself back to face the front, so you're in that neutral space. Okay, so we're going to take our shoulders up to the ears. We're going to elevate through the shoulders. And then as you exhale, we need to actively slide them down away from the ears. So find that space, release all that tension that we tend to hold in the shoulders and neck. Deep breath in as the shoulders come up. And then exhale. Lovely, and again, deep breath. And out. Let's take one more, breathing in. And out. And relax. So we're now going to slide to the left. So bring your feet to one side, it doesn't matter which side. I'm going to come up on our elbows. Now if you've got a cushion, you might even have a ball at home you can lean on, please feel free to bring that behind your back just to support this position. But again, like I said previously, we don't tend to want to go on our back. So this is a little bit more of a relieving position for that heavy tummy that we hold. So we're going to bring the legs together. So the inner thighs and your knees are touching. And we're just going to allow those legs to rock from side to side. So knees falling to the right and then towards the left. So you're looking to find that lower spinal twist. So really lifting one hip off the mat and then the other side. Just keep breathing normally, try not to hold your breath. And we want those knees to stay together. So you're almost stacking up that hip as you go from side to side. Bring yourself back to center. Keep those ankles and inner feet together. We're going to allow the knees to fall away from each other, so the soles of the feet find one another, so that butterfly effect with your legs, and then we bring the knees together. And again, so knees fall away. So think about this as opening out through that pubic area as you prepare yourself for those changes that will happen in the body, and try to make everything nice and easy for yourself. Keep relaxed with the shoulders. You might start to feel tension in the shoulders in this position. If you do, go ahead, come up onto your feet, have a rest, or bring the ball or a cushion behind your back to support your weight. Good, let's take one more, Jade. Bring it back to the center. Bring your feet now to the hip width distance. There's a slight gap in those legs, so make any adjustments, make sure you're nice and comfortable. So we're going to work with our right leg. We're going to extend that right leg all the way down towards the end of the mat. We're almost going to scoop it up, sweep it up towards the ceiling, bend your knee and place it back down. Good, so the left leg, we reach it away, all the way up to the ceiling, and then place it back down. And again, re-reach. So this is a really great exercise for strengthening through those hips. And lift. Bring it back and down. One more on either side. Reach it away. Up. Bend and down. Last one. Reach. Bend and down. So we're going to take our right leg now. We're going to reach up as high as you can towards the ceiling. So you possibly may not be able to reach it all the way out because usually you're on your back. Flex through your foot, so push that heel away and then lower the leg down towards the mat. I want you to actively push the heel. Once your leg is as close to the mat before we rest, we're going to point through the toe, keep the toe pointed, lift the leg back up. And again, so we flex, push that heel as you lower down, point through the toe, and lift. I'm going to take two more on this side. Now this exercise was my go-to. I suffered a lot with sciatic pain during my pregnancies. And this can actually help activate through the sciatic nerve and help release some of that tension that causes that pain to shoot down your leg. Let's bend that knee, place your foot down. Let's do the same with your right side, your left side, sorry. Lift the left leg up, we flex, take a deep breath, and lower, push the heel. Point through the toe, and we lift. And again, push. And you want to actively be pushing that heel away. Really get that length through the calf and down up towards your hamstrings. And up. Flex. Push down. And point, last one. Flex, good. Bring it down, point the toe, and then bend your knee, place your foot down. So with those hands and elbows, you're going to just push into them. Bring yourself up, take your legs long. Take a deep breath in, let's reach up towards the ceiling, and then exhale up and over the legs. So go as far as you can. Obviously you have a bump, there's something in the way there. If you want to open those legs, you can. Give yourself a little bit more space. And just rest. Shoulders are soft, back of the neck is long. Take a deep breath in, and then slowly uncurl through the spine to find that tall, lengthy back. Okay, so we're just going to find our way nice and safely back onto the mat and go into our relaxation. So if you want to use your elbows to get down there, please feel free to do that, but just safely laying down. So you can rest the shoulders, allow them to come away from those ears, and if you prefer to come on your side, please feel free to take a more comfortable position. So just closing your eyes, taking a few deep breaths, calming that body down. And then just bringing your awareness to your feet, your toes, your ankles. Allow them to relax. Taking your awareness up your legs, your knees and hips. And just let them go. Bringing your awareness to your stomach, your back, your chest. Allow them to relax. Softening your shoulders and the lengths of your arms. Relaxing your hands. Relaxing your fingers. Bringing your awareness to your neck, your head, your face. Softening your eyebrows and those tiny muscles in your eyelids. Relaxing your jaw, relaxing your tongue, your mouth, your lips, letting the entire body go. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. You are completely and utterly relaxed. And slowly allowing yourself to come back into the room, wriggling your fingers, your toes, taking a few deep breaths as you reawaken your body. When you're ready, gently and safely bringing yourself back to a seated position. Comfortable legs, and we'll just take a few deep breaths to end the class. Taking a deep breath in. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Breathing in. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last time, deep breath. Exhale, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Thank you so much for joining us on this video. Take care.